The year 1992 marked the 125th anniversary of Erie County's Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. The SPCA, with its North Towns shelter on Ensminger Road in the town of Tonawanda, and its South Towns shelter on Pontiac Road in Angola, is best known for its tradition of love and care for all types of animals. Some famous buffalo names were involved when the SPCA was founded on April 4th, 1867. Names like Millard Fillmore, Tift, Spalding, Wells, and Fargo. But 2 years later, this would all change. The Society's executive director, Sonny Bagley, tells us why.
And then the ladies came along, saying they were do-nothing gentlemen, and they decided they would take their turn at it and see how they could do. And the first woman president, was Mrs. Lucy Lord. And she was the daughter of Ebenezer Johnson, who was the first mayor of the city of Buffalo. So she and the ladies would travel the streets. They acted as their own agents. They didn't have any hired agents at that time. And we can envision them running around with their umbrellas and tapping these men who were not properly caring for their animals, their horses and their mules.
I saw some old photos before the horseless carriage, how they were collecting the animals. Can you tell us how they were used to collect them?
The children would go around with their wagons, and on their bikes they'd have baskets on their bikes, and they would help these women pick up these animals that were in need of care. We received a horse ambulance around, I think it was 1915 or 16, and it was the first, I think, in the country, if not the first, one of the first. Unfortunately, we don't have the ambulance. It was given to the Ford Museum, and we tried tracking it down, and they've lost it.
From the beginning, the SPCA took care of the city of Buffalo Dog Pound, but that practice changed in 1951.
At that time, the New York State passed an act called the Metcalf-Hatch Act, and it stated that any shelter receiving public money, money from any government, had to turn their animals over for research, for the research laboratories in various hospitals. The board at that time voted to split with the city, no longer run the city pound, because they did not want to turn any animals over for research.
You wouldn't call yourself an activist, more or less, would you?
Not really, no, Fran. We're welfare. Actually, our concern is for the welfare of animals, the conditions in which they are kept, and the care that they receive. An animal activist is one who feels that animals should not be used for any purpose.
The old Board of Supervisors, I guess, used to come up with some kind of a budget. And how about your present Erie County legislature? Do they help out?
No, because you see, contrary to many people's belief, we are not funded by Erie County or any other governmental sources. We are strictly private, and we raise our money through donations, membership dues, bequests, and foundation grants.
Can you give me a brief idea of what people would see if they came in here?
Well, they would see all kinds of wonderful animals, of course. We have not only cats and dogs, but we have guinea pigs and rabbits and gerbils and things of that sort. But when you walk into the building, there are two entrances. One is for adoptions, and the other is for admissions, people who are surrendering their animal for some reason or another. If it's adoptable, it goes up for adoption, and it stays up for adoption until it gets a home. There is no set time. So many people think, well, you only keep them for 3 days or 5 days or something, and then you put them to sleep. This is not the case. We keep an animal until it is adopted, unless, of course, it gets sick. And if you go into the adoption area, you will find to your right and left a kitten room and cat room, and then on the other side, a puppy room. We have a wonderful get-acquainted area in the lobby, and also some get-acquainted cubicles in the cat room and puppy room.
Get acquainted area?
Get acquainted areas, yes. little separate cubicles that people can take animals into and
See how they respond to
yes,
one another,
and spend time with. We have a petting farm in the back of the shelter here, and we have goats, and we have a wonderful pig by the name of Olivia, who is now about 800 pounds. We got her as a little piglet. She was, it was a cruelty case. She was greased by some patrons in a bar, and they were having a contest to see who could hold on to her the longest. She was bruised. I've never seen a bruised pig, but she was black and blue, her face, all over her little body. She was just a little tiny thing at the time. That was about 5 years ago. And we still have her on the petting farm, and she's a great attraction. Recently now, perhaps you've heard of people adopting or buying pot-bellied pigs for pets. They're not working out. They're not working out. They are not meant to be house pets.
And your staff, are they many volunteers?
We have 150 volunteers, and we couldn't do without them. We have many different jobs for them to do. They can socialize with the animals. Dog walkers, we have dog walkers that come every single day, and every dog gets exercised, which is wonderful. And we have the pet therapy program where volunteers take animals to nursing homes and hospitals.
How are you, Prince? How are you? Yeah, nice doggy, yeah.
How about Pets for People? I heard there was a program for that. How does that work?
It is in conjunction with Ralston Purina, and they supply us with enough money to adopt a dog or a cat out for free to a senior citizen that is 60 years and over. And this, it provides the spaying and the neutering, all the shots, and we adopt out 10 animals a month to the senior citizens, and we've united many, many people with some wonderful pets. Then we have clerical volunteers that do all different kinds of clerical work. We have foster care volunteers, people who will take young puppies and kittens into their homes, or even an injured dog that needs to recuperate, or cat, before it can go up for adoption.
Can you explain your spay-neuter program for us?
We are dealing with a tremendous overpopulation of animals. There just are not enough homes to accommodate all the animals that these shelters are taking in, particularly cats and kittens. And that's because there are no laws. There are no licensing laws. There are no laws regarding cats and kittens at all. And here at our shelter, we spay and neuter every animal that goes out for adoption that is 8 weeks and above, if they're large enough. If they're too little, we don't. And the ones who are not able to be spayed or neutered before they go home because they are too little or too young, the adopter must leave a deposit of $40, which he or she gets back when the animal is spayed or neutered. And once again, the spaying and neutering is included in the adoption fee.
And unfortunately, there are pets that have to be put to sleep. How do we do that here?
We use the method that all veterinarians use, and that is with a needle and sodium pentobarbital. It's a very painless and peaceful death. People can bring their animals in if they're old and sick and so forth and so on, that we will euthanize their animal for them. We have a private cremation program if someone wants to keep the ashes of their beloved pet.
What is the mission of the SPCA in the upcoming years?
We hope to get into a program working with disturbed children and pets, where they would have an animal from the shelter, and it would be kept here for approximately a month, and it would be their responsibility to try and train this animal. We go into schools now all over Erie County with our program, and we want to make that even larger, just so that they're aware of the importance of the proper care and what responsibility is for pets, and what wonderful companions they are at every stage of your life, from a youngster right up to a real senior citizen.